Okay, what's going on, guys? Main Event Matt here. Time to bring back the reviews. Yes, the reviews are back. I've been in Texas for a while, but now the reviews are back, bitch. They're back. Better than okay. Yeah. We kick off the show with which I'm using this camera now because it's more clear. I don't like the light as much, but it's more clear, so we can go with this shit. And we're gonna see how it goes. It's straight on too, so it might look better. I might actually be looking at the camera now, but got my Sasha Banks shirt that I got at Fan Access, so shout out to that. It's pretty sweet. But I'm gonna back up here so you can see it better. Yeah, it's awesome. Favorite shirt. Badass design. But they kick off the show, and if you can hear it, we got the Big O's music playing in the background because it's the Big O. To kick off the show, we get AJ Styles and Roman Reigns segment. This is honestly all right. I didn't care for the segment too much. AJ Styles has never been the best at cutting promos, so it was decent. There was the awkward long pause though for Roman Reigns' part, which he's a fucking idiot. The one thing to add about this segment is they obviously freaking edited the fucking audio. I could easily freaking tell that. The crowd audio is what I'm trying to say, because since when has anyone ever cheered for Roman Reigns? Like, they might go, woo, or yeah, sometimes, like little kids, but they never chant, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. And if they did, we couldn't even hear it. So obviously that was like from back when the Shield were together. They just pulled that. They're like, let's put Roman Reigns in here in between AJ Styles. Yeah, do that. Yeah, make Roman look strong. Yeah. Some shit like that. But AJ Styles is just talking about how he's going to be fighting Roman at the next pay-per-view, and that he's beaten many people, and no matter what he's done in the WWE, he's held titles. He has held titles. IWGP title, TNA titles. He's held plenty of titles. X Division champion, first ever X Division champion, I do believe. AJ Styles has held plenty of titles, and Roman Reigns has held, the WWE title 3 times, maybe, and the tag titles twice, maybe, because the 3 WWE titles so far, besides this one, he's been transitional champion anyways. He had it for like a month or something. Sometimes not even a month, right? I mean, so, whatever. Then after that, we get the Lucha Dragon versus the VaudeVillians. Go back to that, though, for a second. I honestly do believe, after looking at this card, what we're going to have for the next pay-per-view, I'll talk about at the end. This next pay-per-view is going to be awesome feud-wise. I think all the matches will be great. That's a relief from what we got at Mania, especially after Zack Ryder lost the title, but nonetheless, and he didn't freaking regain it tonight, but whatever. I think he's going to regain it on Raw, but we'll talk about that in a bit, too. We get the Lucha Dragons versus the debuting VaudeVillians. This was okay. I'm not going to spend too much time with it because I obviously knew the VaudeVillians were going to win. Of course, a few cool spots. Sin Cara, Kalisto, they're familiar with the VaudeVillians. They fought them in NXT, of course. So they were able to pull off a really good match. And I liked what the VaudeVillians did tonight. Them debuting on SmackDown tonight felt like a Raw almost. They had a bunch of cool stuff. They had Dean Ambrose showing up. They had Baron Corbin on interview. They had Cesaro and Styles versus Jericho and Owens in the main event. They had freaking the Intercontinental title rematch. They had a bunch of awesome stuff tonight. So I felt as though it was better than Raw, to be honest. But this, and I'm not gonna leave that playing. Let's turn the music off. Wage music, the Addictions music playing in the background of a SmackDown review. Lucha Dragons versus VaudeVillians. Like I say, not going to spend too much time with this. They end up winning with the Whirling Dervish. A really cool finish, though, for this match, which I'm starting to say the VaudeVillians, I'm kind of starting to like them, to be honest. They have a very unique gimmick, and I like it now. I mean, it's kind of corny and it's kind of stupid at the same time. It's kind of cartoony, but at the end, they pull it off real well, so you just got to give it to them. But like I said, Kalisto was going for the Salida del Sol, and when he did that, Aiden English tagged off the back of Simon Gotch, and they ended up hitting the Whirling Dervish. The only problem I had with this match is they took a little while to connect with the Whirling Dervish because I don't think they were sure what they were doing. It almost looked like at the start they're going for the Rolling Senton Swanton combo that they used to do a long time ago. I'm not sure what that was called, I forgot, but they used to do that for their finisher a long time ago. You can just check the WWE 2K16 game, which I'm banned from online, but that's not the point. Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened. But, just like tomorrow, my first vlog of part 1 will be up, and that'll be interesting. But, I talk kind of quiet in a lot of it. Okay, I'm getting off track. VaudeVillians ended up winning with the Whirling Dervish. Like I said, I tweeted them. I told them congrats, hope you keep it up, all that shit, because I thought they did really good tonight, and I hope they continue it, and I hope Vince doesn't bury him like he does all the NXT talent. So, then we get, besides Kevin Owens, because you can't bury Kevin Owens, that's impossible. We get Summer Rae versus Natalya afterwards, which honestly, I'm not even sure what happened. The highlight of this was having Charlotte on commentary, and then having her ask Byron if he wanted to touch her belt. And then she said, no, you don't get to touch my belt. It's my belt, bitch. Yeah, fuck you, Byron. You're so fucking annoying. You, Michael Cole, like the majority of the commentary team, I'm starting to understand why people like Mauro Ronaldo, because I don't like him, but honestly, he's the best commentator there is so far for WWE. So, honestly, he's fucking annoying, but so is everyone else on commentary. He's just the least annoying. So, Summer Rae versus Natalya, like I said, I didn't really watch this. I was kind of just, like, doing random shit during that because I didn't give a fuck, because I hate Natalya. To make a long story short, Natalya makes Summer Rae tap out with the sharpshooter, and this is obviously setting up for Natalya versus Charlotte for the billionth time, which if you watch NXT, you'll know we've seen it like 100 times now. We've seen it 3 times on NXT. We've seen it recently at Roadblock. We've seen it at a Raw before that. We've already seen it like 6 or 7 times recently and within the past year, and now they're going to have a whole other feud based off of these two. So, in my opinion, this is an awful idea, simply because of how many matches they've had. I'm going to try to dim that light down, see if it makes it better. We'll just go with it. But, like I said, I thought it was... I don't give a fuck about this feud, to be honest. I think it'll be a good match, like it always has been, but I don't give a fuck about the feud. Then we get Zack Ryder versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, the rematch that Zack Ryder deserves since he won the belt. And honestly, this was the best match of the night. This match was great. I'm just going to say, them having Maurice come out with her music and everything, that made me pop alone because I like Maurice. But, for her, which she's kind of the reason I'm going to be. Never mind. I think this is a genius idea by WWE Creative to have Maurice come out there with The Miz. I don't think she's going to wrestle, but I think it's a genius idea to have her come out there, because it actually makes people care about The Miz now. Like, normally, I don't give a fuck. It's the fucking Miz. Like, his match against AJ Styles was the last one I even cared about. Anything after that, he always has great matches with Ziggler. It's just, I don't give a fuck. But when Maurice is out there, for some reason, I give a fuck. I guess it's because I like Maurice and I respect her in-ring ability, and she's not boring. So, I like it when Maurice is out there. It gives him a little bit of a boost there in his popularity status, or his reaction, whatever you want to call it. Because normally people don't give a fuck about The Miz. But tonight I heard Miz is awful chants, which is usually nothing. It's usually like boring, or they're just silent. So for him to actually get a reaction, and then Zack Ryder got a great reaction tonight, which was great. Keep it up, whoever is at the event. If Zack Ryder gets a reaction, that's how he's going to stay on TV. So if you want Zack Ryder on TV, like I do, you have to react. You have to chant, "Let's go Ryder, woo, woo, woo," or woo, 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 woo. Either one of those. You just have to chant something. You can't fucking be quiet during his matches, because then they'll just take him off TV again. So that's how you keep him on TV. You have to react to him. Otherwise, WWE's like, this guy, no one cares about him, fuck it. So, that's why I don't understand why they never took The Miz off TV. Well, actually, for a while there, he was just doing Miz TV, and he wasn't wrestling, so I guess they kind of did take him out of action. But, honestly, this match was great. A lot of cool spots. Zack Ryder pulled off tons of new moves tonight. Of course, he pulled off that bro drop, which I love that elbow drop. A lot of people say it's a shitty move to be like a signature move or a finisher. I disagree. I completely disagree because there's two guys in TNA, one that could be going to NXT now, Eric Young, and then you got Magnus, who both of them used it as finishers for a long ass time. Just like CM Punk used it for a signature, and Randy Savage used it for a finisher. So, I mean, overall, I know it's kind of let out of the stage now to where you can use an elbow drop as a finisher. That was like an 80s thing. But still, if you can make it your own and make it look unique, that's how you use it as a finisher. Or a big move, and especially if you come up with a name for it. The El Bro Drop, I think, is a great name. I think it's hilarious. It fits Zack Ryder's gimmick real well, and he also like moves his arm a certain way when he hits it, which makes it look a lot more impactful. I completely forgot about Shawn Michaels. HBK used it for a signature too, but and he did the thing with it, which made it look a lot more impactful too. Just like Eric Young had his tore as shit, like he'd hold his arm there the whole time, and it just looked devastating. And then freaking Magnus hit a mad elbow too. Like, you just have to make it look good. CM Punk's was but he did the whole Randy Savage thing, which made it a signature. So you just got to do something to switch it up and make it less generic. That's how you make it a finisher. So for him to use the elbow drop, I like it. Another spot that I really liked, the counter off the... What move was Zack Ryder going for? He was going for some move in the corner, and Miz ended up countering it into the snap DDT, which looked really cool. And then Zack Ryder also ended up hitting the broski boot on the outside when Miz was leaning up against the barricade. I absolutely loved that. I thought it was great. He hits the broski boot when the Miz is on the barricade. I thought that was hilarious. But Maurice ends up pulling off the turnbuckle pad and throwing it in the ring. Zack Ryder goes over to pick it up. And then when he does, he gets hit with the skull-crushing finale from The Miz after Miz rakes his eyes. So, honestly, with the way he won there, that makes me think that Zack Ryder is going to get another match, and this is going to turn into a feud. And the good part about this is not only does it give Zack Ryder TV time, it also gives him exposure in a championship feud, and it makes them more championship worthy. Honestly, I really like these matches. I think it's actually helping the Intercontinental title. When Kalisto's over there getting squashed in tag team action with the United States title, and on the pre-show at Mania, this title was defended in a 7-man ladder at Mania, and then it was defended on Raw the night after, and then on SmackDown. I don't care if the title changes hands as long as it's a good match. You could have two even guys, and it could change hands every single time. Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler, I think that title could have changed hands every time. It still would have been great. Kevin Owens versus Ziggler, always a good match. I think Miz and Zack Ryder, if they put on good matches every week, it shouldn't matter. They can change the hands. They can change titles back and forth. But I honestly think this is going to lead to, on Raw, or maybe in the future, near future, Emma coming out to the aid of Zack Ryder since she's his current girlfriend. I think that would make a lot of sense, and it would make it very interesting if we got Miz and Maurice versus Ryder and Emma. I'm not saying intergender match, but I'm just saying like Emma in Zack Ryder's corner, Maurice and Miz's. I think it could work. I think Emma could do the little silly gimmick. She did it at the start, and it worked for her. So just don't send her out in the broski headband with the hair, and then we'll be fine. Other than that, but I think this would work good. It would really take her out of her heel gimmick that she's been in as of while. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, she can be heel in NXT and face on the main roster. Tyson Kidd did it forever, so I don't see why she couldn't. Then after that, we get a squash match between Apollo Crews and 1/4 of the Social Outcasts. The Social Outcasts are sitting down there like usual. They're complete jobbers now, and I think we've figured that out. I just thought they were going to do something with Social Outcasts. Nope, they're jobbers. They're sitting out there, and they play rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to face Apollo. And it turns out that everyone else picks scissors besides Axel, and he's got his hand out like this, and then they all start cutting it like, ha, scissors cuts paper. No, bitch, this is an axe. Yeah. Axel always wins, motherfucker. Curse Axel gets in the ring. I'm not sure if you wanted to fight Apollo. I thought that was kind of interesting. Apollo comes out, pretty much annihilates Curse Axel. I mean, he hit that standing shooting star, which I was really surprised, or moonsault, I should say, which I was really surprised when Curse Axel actually kicked out of that. I thought it was over there. But they tried to distract. Apollo takes him out, hits him with the pop-up, with the weird power bombs thing that he does. But good news here, on SmackDown he set out with it, so it looks like he does it either way. It doesn't really matter. It just depends if he sets out in time, I guess. So other than that, that was, like I said, decent match, squash match though. Sucks for Social Outcasts. I like them, but whatever. Then we get a backstage interview with BC, Baron Corbin. Of course, they've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy back there. And Baron comes over, talks. He says basically that he's not going to let this guy waste his time, whoever it was. I can't remember who was interviewing him. But he says he's not going to let him waste his time. He's made an impact. He's had 2 matches on the main roster. And in the first one, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. In the second one, he put a dent in the floor with Dolph Ziggler's head. The end of days isn't coming. The end of days is now. It's happening right now. I thought he did a great job with this promo. All I'm going to say is I bought a Baron Corbin shirt. I may be a little biased because he's basically from my hometown, but still. Baron Corbin, I think, could do good. I think his promo skills are great. I think he has a great personality, like as far as basically just being the person who doesn't give a fuck. Like, that's pretty much what he is. And the whole lone wolf, I don't get paid by the hour, that thing doesn't really work very good. I mean, it's cool at the starting, but it gets old when you're winning matches in 10 seconds. So I think he could drop the whole I don't get paid by the hour gimmick, and he could keep the little lone wolf thing about what, like how he's out on his own and he doesn't want anyone's help, stuff like that, and basically, fuck you all. That needs to be his gimmick. He just needs to be like, fuck you guys, I don't care. I'm in it for me. Lone wolf type thing. That's what he needs to do, and he needs to improve his fucking wrestling skills. He knows like 5 moves right now. He's like John Cena 3.0 after Roman Reigns was 2.0. But still, if he can brush up, he has 2 sick moves. He has the Deep Six, which is amazing, and then the End of Days, which is a killer finisher. If he adds more moves to his moveset and becomes a decent powerhouse, he could definitely make it quite a ways. I see potential in him. Let's just hope he doesn't fuck it up, which there's a good possibility he could. So, then after that we get a Becky Lynch interview, which she has a black-ass eye now. I guess it's from when Charlotte kicked her in the face or something at Mania. And she's just talking about how she was really close to winning. It was her moment at Mania, and basically she blew it and all this. And then Emma shows up. Speaking of Emma, she shows up, and she starts talking about how her eye is real cute and ha ha ha. And then Becky basically says, well, you like my eye, huh? Well, if you don't get to stepping, I'm going to give you one similar. And I thought it was a decent promo. It was kind of a cheap little, you want your ass kicked type promo. But still, I thought it was decent, and I liked it. Then after that, we get a squash match between Dean Ambrose and Tyler Breeze. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing with Tyler Breeze now. He gets his ass handed to him by Dean Ambrose. Like, this match literally lasted about 3 minutes. He got his ass handed to him. It was ridiculous. Fuck you, Vince, for not pushing TNA talent, you dumb fuck. TNA. Of course he wouldn't push TNA talent. What the fuck am I talking about? He's trying to push AJ Styles, but then he's just trying to bury him by Roman Rape. But that's not the point. He doesn't push NXT talent. That's what I'm trying to say. So fuck you for burying Tyler Breeze. Fuck you for burying the Ascension. And double fuck you for burying Neville. Well, Neville's not buried yet, but he's mid-card when he should be in the main event here. So fuck you. Then after that, we get the main event, which is Cesaro, AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. The Canadian combo versus Styles and Cesaro. The Swiss Superman and the man with the phenomenal forearm. But, I thought this match was decent. Wasn't too many big spots. I love the Cesaro thing where they just threw off the freaking uppercuts like crazy, uppercut city back and forth, running into each corner on Owens. and Jericho. And I love how Kevin Owens just talks shit the whole time during his matches. That's the greatest thing ever. When he went to tag out to Jericho, he said high five. And then he tagged out. Also, Jericho and Owens did a great audible. The Cesaro kind of messed up the spot to where he was supposed to get beat down. And Jericho kind of just knocked him over the ropes. And then Kevin Owens, they decided they're too close to the barricade, so he drug him all the way over and slammed his head into the announce table. I thought it was decent. They did a good save there. And then a really hilarious part later in the match when Cesaro's about to make the tag to Styles. Jericho goes to stop him. Cesaro sidesteps him. Jericho falls to the outside. Cesaro dives for the tag. AJ gets his feet ripped off, falls off, can't make the tag because of Jericho. Then when Jericho gets back in the ring, he just looks at Cesaro laying down there. And then he just dives over and makes the tag to Kevin Owens, which is hilarious. And then Kevin Owens just starts laughing and then gets in the ring. I thought that was great. That was hilarious. I love Jericho and Owens tonight as a team. It was hilarious. They should have won. But how they lost was great. Cesaro makes the tag to Styles. Styles comes in. He's hitting all these moves. Then he goes for that the Styles DDT, the backflip inverted DDT springboard move. And when he goes for it, Kevin Owens moves out of the way and then connects with a super kick when Styles is like on his knees. And it ends up leading to Kevin Owens is about to win it with the pop-up powerbomb. And then Sami Zayn comes out with a cast on his arm and everything. And he's getting in Kevin Owens' face. He's trying to get in Kevin Owens' face, but all the refs and the security guards are holding him back. And then Kevin Owens just starts yelling at him. Styles gets the roll-up win 1, 2, 3. But then afterwards, Kevin Owens comes out there, and instead of doing the classic heel shit to where he just backs off, he goes up there to Sami Zayn. They just start beating the shit out of each other like they did at the start of the match of Mania and like they done on Raw. I completely love that. I'm going to love this feud. If you know anything about their independent careers, they had so many feuds back and forth. They had so many tag team or friendships. It's ridiculous. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will always be twined together, connected. Their careers always will be, like Sami Zayn said on NXT. And I'm going to love this feud. That's all I can say. I have nothing bad to say about the ending of that just because of what happened afterwards. I'm going to love this feud. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, if they just let him fight, it's going to be great. Just like they let Dean and Brock just brawl some of the times and Brock didn't run away. Well, I think it'll be a similar situation here. Kevin Owens isn't going to run away from Sami Zayn. Not most of the time. He might some, but he's not going to run away most of the time. He's just going to go up there and beat the shit out of him. So this is going to be a great feud, and I ultimately see Sami Zayn going over in this feud, which I wouldn't mind. It'll give Sami Zayn some credit if he goes over Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens has already built a big name for himself. So for them to have Sami Zayn go over him, I think it'd be genius booking. So, but other than that, that's my SmackDown review. Of course, like I said, stay tuned for tomorrow for Vlog Part 1 and then Saturday for Vlog Part 2. Part 1 is going to feature my way down there, then the shit that I did on Saturday, and then as well as the ROH show. Then Part 2 is going to feature Fan Access, Mania, and then the trip back. So, just stay tuned for that. It should be pretty interesting. Of course, we know Zack Ryder won, so we're going to love to hear me scream in the background. Yeah! Woo! 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 But other than that, oh shit, and I forgot I was going to wear my AJ Styles gloves for this video. Oh well. Here, I'll put them on for the ending of this shit. Forgot to put on my AJ Styles gloves. I'm going to have to start doing that anytime Styles is featured in a big role on the show. I also got these at Fan Access Sucker. Last pair when I got them. There we go. And I wish I could cut it here, but I can't. So, yeah. This is sick. Yeah.